Question: should believers go for deliverance? Have you ever gone for deliverance as a believer yourself? Now, that has been happening nowadays, and every week, every month, people go for deliverance. Things are not working, demons are tormenting and oppressing people. Even pastors are going for deliverance. When you ask them, they argue that life is spiritual. So, what is happening? I need us to pause and think about it, because what are we really being delivered from? If Jesus came to destroy the works of Satan, isn't it really finished? That begs the question, what is salvation? Because when you do a quick Google search about the word save and deliver, they mean the same thing. So salvation is a package that brings deliverance. So what are we being delivered from again? Now, there's a teaching that was taught by Apostle Takim about repairing and restoring of living altars, and he was expounding on a very famous story of Prophet Elijah and the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel in 1 Kings chapter 18. The Bible says in verse 38 that after he had repaired the broken down altar, he called on fire and it lit the sacrifice, the wood, the stone, the dust, and the water. He explained the meaning of those things, but what he said about the dust is what caught my attention. Before we come to that, he taught that the altar he raised represents you, represents me. So you do not need to raise altars today again. So anybody who will ask you, or anybody who is asking you to raise an altar for you to get your problem solved, that is a scam. Do not fall for it. I digress. Now, he said that the dust means sin, but again he said something else about it. He said that it means it represents a legal ground that the devil stands on to attack someone. So I thought within myself, I said, oh, so if salvation is that fire that comes to you, that comes to me, it lits the dust in my life, it licks the legal ground that I may have given, or the devil has over my life to oppress me or to attack me. So it made me come to a conclusion that if our salvation is genuine and thorough, then we will not need deliverance again from anything. We will not need to live a life of constant or consistent spiritual warfare. So genuine salvation takes away the legal right that Satan has in our lives to oppress us. So simple. So we always read in the Bible how we are meant to be temples for God in the Spirit. So in this message, Apostle Takim explains to us how that happens, who or what God uses, and how long it even takes for you to become a living temple for God in the Spirit, and so much more. If you want to understand what the stone meant, what the waters meant, what the sacrifice meant, all is in that message. Pop in at our bookshop at Imara Daima, Tegla Lorupe Road, opposite Pillar Franca Estate off Mombasa Road. Better yet, you can contact the number +2547